Remember when you passed your driver's test and walked out of the licensing office triumphant? You couldn't wait to drive on your own, and now the freedom of the road was yours. Well, new drivers may have to continue driving with someone more experienced for 2 whole years after they get their license.
I am for the idea of the introduction of a driving supervisor to accompany a newly licensed driver. A newly licensed driver, within 6 months of receiving the license, must be enrolled in an approved driving education course. Mr. Speaker, I think that is very, very important. Very important. In fact,
Section 49 of the Motor Vehicles and Road Traffic Bill 2014 places a slew of restrictions on new drivers. For their first 2 years on the road, they would have to be accompanied by a driving supervisor who has had a valid license for at least 5 years. A new driver would be banned from driving between midnight and 5 a.m. on their own. He or she would have to display a certificate on their windscreen signaling that they're an inexperienced driver on the road. And don't forget that mandatory driver's education course. But the provision that created the most concern for the opposition today had to do with driving under the influence. Section 224 of the bill stipulates that where an accident occurs and a police constable on the scene suspects that a driver's blood alcohol level is above the limit, the officer can cause a blood sample to be taken. The opposition said that provision could infringe on the constitutionally protected rights of the person.
Do we want it in Trinidad or don't we? If we want it, who is to take the blood? Police, police phlebotomists, doctors only, labs, ventilator issue. But we will not support this piece of legislation which simply says we could take blood samples.
Terence D'Elsing called for a joint select committee of parliamentarians, health and law enforcement experts to dissect that proposal. Fane Richards, TV6 News.